All right, everybody, welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Our deep dive today is into something that's been kind of evolving over the past few years and really seems to be taking a big leap forward as we get into 2025. And that's compliant payment programs,
You got it.
and specifically how they're being used by businesses of all types. But we're going to focus on retail stores, restaurants, and especially medical practices.
Yeah.
So, you always hear about businesses struggling with payment processing fees.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge pain point.
And it seems like these programs, dual pricing, cash discounts, surcharges, they're offering a way for businesses to really take back some control and it actually save some money.
For sure, for sure. I mean, it's about taking control of your finances, right?
Yeah.
As a business owner. And these programs really give you the tools to do that.
And what I find really interesting is that these ideas, they're not necessarily brand new, right?
Right.
Like you see this stuff all the time. You go to the gas station, you see the cash price and the credit card price.
Yeah, absolutely. Or like, the local corner store offering a discount for cash.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's been around, but it's becoming more mainstream now.
Yeah. And even like, some government agencies like the DMV, they've been doing surcharges for credit card payments for years.
Yeah, they have.
So it's not like a completely foreign concept, but for some reason it seems like it's just now really hitting the mainstream.
It is. It's gaining a lot of momentum.
So our goal today is to break down these compliant programs, really understand what's driving their popularity, why they're becoming so important now, and most importantly, figure out how they could potentially benefit our listeners.
Absolutely. No matter what kind of business you're running.
Exactly. Whether you're a tech whiz or, you're just starting out.
Yeah.
So let's start with something that I think a lot of people can relate to, dual pricing and cash discounts in the retail and restaurant world.
Sure.
So imagine you walk into your favorite coffee shop
Okay.
and you see a sign that says, latte, $4 cash, $4.25 card. That's dual pricing in action.
Simple as that.
Or, you see a sign that says pay with cash, get 5% off your order.
Classic cash discount, yeah.
That's a cash discount.
Yeah.
So what's really neat about these approaches is that they benefit both the business and the customer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the customer gets a choice, right?
Yeah.
They can choose to pay with cash and save a little bit of money, or they can choose the convenience of using their card and pay a little bit more. It's all about options and transparency.
Yeah. And the business owner gets to, avoid those credit card processing fees, which can be, pretty significant sometimes.
Oh, yeah, they can really eat into your profits.
Especially for smaller businesses.
Especially for smaller businesses, yeah.
It's a big deal.
It's huge.
So, we're kind of used to this idea of variable pricing. You think about, grocery stores with their loyalty programs.
Oh, yeah, great point.
You swipe your member card and boom, you get a discount on certain items.
Yeah, you're basically getting a lower price for being a loyal customer.
Right. It's kind of like a two-tiered system based on, your membership status.
It is.
So the idea of paying a little bit less for using a preferred payment method, it's not really that strange.
No, it's not a foreign concept at all.
Especially when you think about it in that context.
Right. And I think the key here is that it's transparent and it's fair.
Yes.
The pricing is clearly displayed up front, and the customer has the option to choose what works best for them, and it's all compliant with payment network rules and regulations.
Yeah, and that's really important. I think sometimes people get the impression that this is like, some shady tactic.
Right.
But it's really not.
It's not at all. It's about being upfront and honest with your customers and giving them options.
And there are tons of businesses out there that are already doing this successfully.
Oh, yeah. Thousands upon thousands.
And they're saving money and they're not losing customers.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
That's a win-win.
So in the retail and restaurant space, are there other benefits that we might not be thinking about or challenges that businesses might encounter? Yeah. I mean, one benefit that's often overlooked is the improved cash flow.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
When you encourage more cash payments, you reduce the lag time associated with card transactions, so you get your money faster.
Yeah, makes sense.
But there are challenges too, like setting the right prices for your dual pricing system or choosing the right discount percentage for cash payments. You can't just blindly pass on the processing fee. You have to consider your competitors, your profit margins, and how your customers might perceive it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And clear communication is key. You got to explain why you're doing this, why there's a price difference or a discount, just so there's no confusion.
Yeah, no hidden fees.
Exactly. Transparency is key.
So now let's switch gears a bit and talk about a sector that has a whole other set of complexities when it comes to payments, medical practices.
Oh, yeah. Healthcare payments, they're a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, you've got copays, insurance payments, HSA, FSA cards, and now you've got all these virtual cards floating around.
It's a lot to keep track of.
And when you consider that even a small copay, let's say $20, can be subject to a 3 or 4% processing fee, those costs can really add up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially for practices that see a high volume of patients.
Yeah, and that's money that could be going towards, patient care or staff or new equipment.
For sure, it's a significant overhead cost.
And that's why we're seeing surcharges becoming a really popular solution in the medical field.
Yeah, they're kind of seen as a cleaner and a more preferred option for healthcare providers.
So how do these compliance surcharge programs actually work in a medical setting?
So typically a medical practice using a compliant surcharge program will add a small fee, usually around 3%, to any transaction that's made with a credit card.
Okay.
But here's the important part. Debit cards, HSA cards, FSA cards, they're usually exempt from the surcharge.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's all about protecting consumers using those payment methods for essential healthcare expenses.
Right.
And these systems are designed to handle those virtual cards from insurance companies, which can be a nightmare for some practices.
I bet.
Companies like Care Payments Group, they've really focused on streamlining this whole process, not just saving money, but making it easier for everyone involved.
So for patients who are used to copays and deductibles and all these other out-of-pocket expenses, a surcharge for using a credit card isn't really that big of a deal.
Right, it's just another line item clearly explained.
And for the medical practice, the potential savings are huge.
Oh yeah, thousands of dollars annually.
That's a lot of money that can be reinvested back into the practice.
Exactly. It could mean hiring more staff, upgrading equipment, improving the overall patient experience.
Now, I'm sure some people listening are thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but are my customers or patients really going to be okay with this?
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Like, am I going to get pushback? Am I going to lose business?
That's understandable, but let's look at it this way. We've been seeing these types of fees in other industries for years. Convenience fees for online bill payments, extra charges for using a credit card at certain businesses. It's not a totally new concept.
And the data shows that businesses using these programs in a compliant and transparent way aren't seeing a mass exodus of customers.
No, they're not, because they're being honest and they're giving people options.
Yeah.
You can pay with cash and avoid the fee, or you can choose the convenience of using your card and pay a little bit more.
And especially in the medical field, patients are already dealing with all sorts of fees and costs.
Right, it's just part of the healthcare landscape.
So a small surcharge for using a credit card, it's not really going to be a shock.
Not if it's clearly communicated and there are other options available.
So the question then becomes, who can help businesses implement these programs the right way?
Right. Who are the players in this space? And I think one company that stands out is Care Payments Group.
Yeah, they seem to be doing a lot in this area.
They offer free terminals, no contracts, a 90-day try-it guarantee. They're really going all in on this.
It seems like they're trying to make it as easy as possible for businesses to adopt these programs.
Yeah, they're removing the barriers to entry.
And I think it's really interesting that their leadership is so involved. You've got David Orologio, the managing partner, and Kevin Lashley. They spend a lot of time at trade shows meeting with people face-to-face.
That's pretty rare these days.
Yeah, it really shows a commitment to building relationships and trust.
It's not just about selling a product. It's about understanding the needs of their clients.
Yeah, and apparently they're very hands-on. They'll actually help you program your terminals, train your staff, answer your questions.
That's the kind of support you don't find everywhere.
No, you don't.
And they've got solutions for everyone. Retail restaurants, medical practices, they can help you set up dual pricing, cash discounts, surcharges, whatever you need.
And it's all compliant and clean, and it can really save you money.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear that compliant payment programs are a huge opportunity in 2025.
Yeah, this is not a fad. This is the future of payment processing.
If you're a business owner in retail restaurants or medical showdy, you need to be paying attention to this.
You need to be looking at how you can reduce those processing fees using dual pricing cash discounts surcharges.
If you want to learn more, check out carepaymentsgroup.com.
They've got a ton of resources there to help you get started.
So final thought for our listeners. Think about what you could do with the money you save by taking control of your payment processing.
It's not just about the bottom line. It's about what you can do for your business, for your employees, for your customers.
It could be a game changer.
It could be.
All right, thanks for joining us for the deep dive.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.